Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Alright, so obviously Democrats are continuing to push the narrative that Kamala Harris is supposedly an electoral juggernaut that has Republicans shaking in their boots. Yada yada yada, I'm sure you guys have heard it all, you've seen it all over Twitter. Kamala Harris is not to be messed with. Don't underestimate her, because she's obviously the one who's gonna take down Donald Trump. You know, they're building this idea on top of supposed Democrat unity. The party is now united. Everybody's on board. Independents are coming back. That's the premise, of course, but I would like to challenge that premise. Democrats keep saying unity, 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 but all I keep seeing is chaos and infighting. Yeah, before I buy into this unity nonsense, I'd like Democrats to explain a couple things, because to me, frankly, this whole unity nonsense seems mostly like a blue anon / Democrat establishment circle jerk more than actual party unity. It seems not everybody is on board with this last minute little switcheroo, as the far-left activist group Black Lives Matter calls out Joe Biden, the DNC, and Kamala Harris directly. It seems like they're not exactly on board. BLM essentially tells the DNC to go screw itself. Let me show you guys exactly what happened, but this video is actually brought to you guys by a sponsor, so let's play that clip. This video is brought to you guys by Ground News. Friends, you know I don't like taking too many sponsorship deals, but this is one that I have no issue with, because this is a company that not only I approve of, but it's a product that I'm signed up for and I actively use. Ground News is the greatest news aggregator on the internet. If I'm trying to keep up to date with what's going on, if I'm waking up in the morning with videos to record, if I need to jump into the topics, then Ground News is one of my go-to places. And my favorite feature happens to be the blind spot tool. All you do is scroll up to the website and click this button right over here, and all of a sudden you can see all the news stories, but even beyond that, you can actually see in visual form what the left-wing media is choosing to ignore. Here's a perfect example. We've got a very important headline here, an update surrounding the attempt on Donald Trump's life. Law enforcement spotted Trump shooter nearly 30 minutes before shots fired, NBC affiliate reports. And if you take a look at the bottom bars, you'll notice that the left-wing media is totally ignoring this story. Only 7% of the articles written on this topic are coming from partisan left-wing sources. It's simply a great website, folks. I wouldn't say that if I didn't believe it. I personally endorse and use Ground News, and if you guys want to join, here's the good news. Thanks to this amazing partnership, you guys, Liberal Hive Mind viewers, can take advantage of this special offer and get 40% off the Vantage Plan subscription at Ground News by clicking the link down below in the description. And yep, you heard me right, that's 40% off their Vantage Plan subscription. So what are you waiting for? Click the link so you can stay informed on all the topics Brian Stelter doesn't want you to do your own research on. A huge thank you to Ground News. Now back to the video. Alright folks, so I wasn't kidding. I wasn't exaggerating either. I mean, literally, this is from the Black Lives Matter Twitter. They wrote this. Timeline of events. Sunday, Joe Biden drops out. Kamala Harris announces campaign with Biden endorsement. Kamala Harris says that she is going to work hard to earn the nomination. Kamala Harris then makes calls to party delegates. Then on Monday, Kamala Harris continues making calls to party delegates. Kamala Harris makes 2 public speeches. The Associated Press announces that Kamala Harris has secured enough delegates to be the Democratic nominee on Monday night. Kamala Harris then releases a statement noting that she, quote, worked hard to go out and earn this nomination as promised. A 24-hour process of talking to party bosses is not democratic, nor is it a process Democrats should be proud of. We do not live in a dictatorship. Delegates are not oligarchs. Installing Kamala Harris as the Democrat nominee and an unknown vice president without any public voting process would make the modern Democrat Party a party of hypocrites. We call on the DNC to create a process that allows for public participation in the nomination process, not just a nomination by party delegates. Holy freaking moly. Now I have to say, that's the correct take, and this is gonna be crazy. I know, bear with me, and trust me, it's more difficult for me to say than it is for you to listen. This is going to be a painful one. I agree with the Black Lives Matter organization. I can't believe I said that, but it's true. That's a base take. The Democrat Party is a party of hypocrites, and clearly people see it. I keep seeing all kinds of videos popping up on my feed of people expressing their frustration and discontent with the process. The same people going on and on about protecting democracy have essentially sidelined democracy. I think Barstool Sports' Dave Portnoy's take pretty much sums it all up.
That Clooney quote, has he wiped the blood off the knife yet? I mean, that is unbelievable. He is saving democracy by stepping. You assassinated, in a political sense, Biden. They're acting. There's nothing funnier. All these Democrats. Oh, Biden, what a hero! You pushed him down a flight of stairs, kicking and screaming.
Right.
So that is a heck of a quote. And by the way, I don't think George Clooney gets to endorse anybody.
Yep.
George Clooney's voting. When you're a laborers union or the teachers union or police department union, you can endorse somebody. When you're just a single guy, you're just voting for somebody. What do you mean you're endorsing them? What does that mean?
Good point.
The reality is here a good chunk of the Democrat electorate just got shafted. And this is what Democrats are presenting as not only democracy, but as unity. This is what's gonna unify the party. Give me a freaking break. It's the most fake nonsense I've ever seen in my life. And just to really put that into perspective, how totally fake, phony, and manufactured this whole thing is, here's the perfect visual example.
So now that the process is played out, from the grassroots bottom up, we are here today to throw our support behind Vice President Kamala Harris. I'm clapping. You don't have to.
Yeah, that's Chuck Schumer clapping by himself as he desperately tries to inject some enthusiasm into the room where it clearly didn't exist before. A real Jeb Bush please clap moment. But honestly, that wasn't even the craziest part of this ridiculous little Democrat press conference. The totally fake, totally phony narrative building. Now that's the craziness.
To pass the torch to Vice President Kamala Harris, who is ready, willing, and able to lead us into the future. Kamala Harris and her candidacy has excited and energized the House Democratic Caucus, the Democratic Party, and the nation. Vice President Harris has earned the nomination from the grassroots up and not the top down.
Let's isolate that one quote from Hakeem Jeffries. Vice President Harris has, quote, earned the nomination from the grassroots up and not the top down. I always have the same reaction to this kind of nonsense. Mr. Hakeem Jeffries, I have a question for you. Does it say stupid on my forehead? Am I an idiot? Earned the nomination from the grassroots up. And how exactly did that happen? Well, Kamala Harris in a span of 24 hours called party delegates and said, vote for me. Yeah, real grassroots democratic process. How ridiculous. I know the media is going on, and here's a little bit more, why not?
And I'll just say this, and I'm with Tim. I'm jumping out my seat higher than you, my brother. I'm just going to say that.
There was a twinkle in her eye. There was a kick in her step that, when you're vice president, you're not loose. You can't, there's somebody above you. There's somebody, you don't want to overshadow them. And this was quite the coming out. And I got chills when she said, Donald Trump, I know your type.
Kamala Harris is giving people the chills. They're falling in love with her, a twinkle in her eye. We're jumping out of our seats. We're just so excited. It's the most fake, most phony, totally manufactured little honeymoon media period. Fake news honeymoon period, I should say. They're trying so hard to frickin' sell this, but really, who's buying this nonsense? And now look, I'm not going to totally discount the idea that Kamala Harris could possibly be a huge threat to a second Trump presidency. All I'm saying is I'll need to see a little bit more information, less phony garbage, and more actual proof and data. And yes, I know, there's a Reuters poll that's supposedly showing Kamala Harris leading Trump nationally. Democrats are linking the same poll over and over again, but again, let's look at the whole picture. It's one potential outlier poll. It doesn't prove anything and tells us nothing about swing states. What I'm really seeing is a whole lot of frustration, a whole lot of infighting. I mean, for Pete's sakes, Minnesota bail fund Kamala can't even secure an endorsement from her communist friends at Black Lives Matter. I mean, that's gotta matter, right? I'm not buying it, at least for now, but I guess we'll just have to see exactly where things go. Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.